What's going on, guys and girls? It's your favorite English teacher, Mr. Miles, giving you the tips that you need to be successful in your English class. Today we're going to talk about verbs. Now, I'm sure you know what a verb is. It's a word that is used to describe an action, a state of being, or an occurrence. However, did you know that there were a variety of different ways that you could use verbs within a sentence? Today we're going to talk about 3 of those ways. Make sure that you have out a pencil and a piece of paper so that you can take notes. And when you go to class, I promise you, you're gonna look like a genius. Let's get into it. Now, the first type of verb that I'm gonna talk about today is the everyday use action verb. Now, a lot of you, when you think of verbs, you usually think of an action. However, like I said, there are 2 other ways that you could use verbs. So, the action verb is basically used to describe what a person is doing. Watch this sentence. James jumped on the rock. What did James do? Well, James jumped. Jumped is the word that is being used as the verb in that sentence. Let's move on to the next one. Linking verbs. Now, linking verbs are a little bit more complicated, so you have to pay attention to the details. Linking verbs connect the subject to an adjective or predicate noun. Basically saying that in order for you to connect a person with some sort of adjective or some sort of trait, you must have a linking verb between the 2 so that the sentence makes sense. Watch this example. The tiger looks scary. What's the verb in that sentence? Right, looks. Now, there's something that you have to pay attention about linking verbs because you can get linking verbs confused with helping verbs. A linking verb doesn't describe an action that is controlled by the subject. Let's move on to helping verbs. Helping verbs are verbs that are used to help make a sentence make sense to the reader. Helping verbs come before the main verb. So oftentimes, whenever you see a helping verb in a sentence, it'll come before the main verb. Watch this example. Miles was waving goodbye. Now, did you notice that in that sentence there were 2 verbs? Was and waving. Now, which one is the action verb? Well, since Mr. Miles is actually waving, waving would be the action verb. So that leaves us with the word was being the helping verb. Make sense? Now, make sure that you go back in this video so that you can see these examples again, because of course, grammar takes practice. And the more you practice, the better you get.